Alright, it's been a long time since I've done a top 5 episode on my channel. So I'm going to do a few of these, but for the very first one, I'm going to be doing the top 5 tier 100 skins in Fortnite. So as you can see, I've been playing since day 1, and I have every single tier 100 skin favorited. So I'm going to go through and tell you guys my top 5, starting at 5 and working our way down to 1. After that, I'll rank the 3 honorable mentions that didn't quite make the top 5. So obviously Season 1 didn't have a tier 100 skin, and unfortunately, I didn't buy the Renegade Raider. I'd consider that almost tier 100, even though there wasn't a battle pass. I saw it in the item shop, but back then I didn't think that was worth it because it was a lot of money for one single skin. So without further ado, let's start with number 5. So at number 5, I picked Lux. So a lot of people think this is a very, very dull skin, but of course, it was the first female skin at tier 100 that we ever got. So pretty unique in and of itself just because it's obviously a female. Now I for one love playing as female characters in Fortnite. I much prefer them over males. So let's take a look at what she has available. So she has 4 color schemes. Red, as you can see here, which I think looks the best in my opinion. This reminds me of the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. And then we've got white, which doesn't look too bad in and of itself. I like the streak down the pants. And then we've got black, and this goes great with a lot of back bling, including the black shield here. And lastly, we've got the gold one. I don't know what it is about this one, but I don't really like the gold color. Now, a lot of people said that she's just a knockoff of the Apex Legends character Lifeline, and she does look a lot like her, so that is a bit weird, and she came out right after Apex Legends came out. Super weird. Now, obviously, Lux was from Season 8, but there was a big conspiracy theory that Blackheart, as you can see here, was the tier 100 skin in that season, and Lux was actually the tier 1 skin. There was a rumor that they were swapped. And as you can see here, Blackheart has 8 stages, so in actuality, he probably really was the tier 100 skin. I have no idea if that's true or not, but he has much more selectable styles, and in that regard, I think he could be a tier 100 skin. But why they would have made that switch, I don't know. Lux is a bit bland. But there was also speculation that she would turn into some kind of dragon as a secret unlock, and that never panned out. Now, it wouldn't be right to not cover some of the accessories as well. So let's take a look at her back bling, which is called High Caliber. So there's only 2 styles for this, silver and gold. And I don't know what to think about this. I don't really like wings on characters because they're very bulky and they get in my way, especially when I'm aiming. But a lot of people love wings, and as you can see, it goes pretty well with at least the gold color scheme and silver. But where's the other styles? Like, where's the red and the black wings? How come those weren't included? I don't know. That's weird. So here's her pickaxe called Flawless, and this one's pretty cool, but again, there's no selectable styles. So this one really only goes with the gold outfit as well. I just wish there were alternative colors to this. Now, unfortunately, Lux does not come with a glider, and that's a huge drawback, but a lot of the tier 100 skins didn't come with a glider, which is weird. But what she did come with is a wrap, one of the only tier 100 skins that did have a wrap, and it's called Gemstone, as you can see here. Now, what this has to do with Lux and her 24K set, I have no idea, because it's freaking purple. And purple doesn't go with any of her outfits except the black one, and even then it looks weird. Like, why wasn't this solid gold or something like that? I don't know. And it's not even animated, but as you can see, it does say part of the 24K set. Weird. So that was my number 5 pick, and that was Lux from Season 8, mostly because it's the only female skin at tier 100. Next up is number 4, and for this one, I picked the Reaper, aka John Wick. Now, I almost had him at number 5, but because of nostalgia's sake, I put him at number 4. So the Reaper was tier 100 in Season 3. That was so long ago, and at that time, when you saw someone using this, you could expect someone to build a mansion. As soon as you shot at a Reaper skin, they would build up sky high, which at that time was really beneficial. That was before everyone knew how to build. So really, only the truly good players would run the Reaper, and they could showcase their building skills. Now, obviously, everyone knows the Reaper as John Wick because he looks identical to Keanu Reeves in the movie John Wick. But did you know, according to the developers of Fortnite, this is not Keanu Reeves, it's not John Wick, it's just an unintentional lookalike. That's what they said. That's what the developer of this skin said. He said it wasn't supposed to look like Keanu Reeves, it's not John Wick, straight from the developer. Isn't that crazy? You can't tell me this doesn't look like John Wick. When this first came out, everyone called this the Keanu Reeves skin because look, it looks exactly like John Wick. But again, apparently that was all just a mistake, and Keanu Reeves even said, I was surprised that this skin looks so much like me because they said it wasn't supposed to be me. Weird. Now, the reason I have this ranked 4 and not any higher is because obviously the true John Wick, the true Keanu Reeves skin is right here. But this is not a Battle Pass skin, it was just in the item shop, but that is Keanu Reeves according to the developers, and apparently the Reaper is just an unintentional knockoff that wasn't even supposed to be related to John Wick at all. Isn't that crazy? It boggles my mind that they said that. But when you do compare it to this John Wick, you can see the detail in his face is phenomenal. I mean, that is Keanu Reeves. And then when you go look at this one, yikes. I mean, back in the day, it was pretty impressive. But now that you look at it, you're like, oh man, this is not a good skin. And why am I running it? But, you know, the rarity and the nostalgia from Season 3, it's all there for me, and that's why I have him ranked at number 4. So how about his accessories? So unfortunately, the Reaper didn't come with a back bling, but of course the John Wick skin did. So if you have both of those, you can equip his back blings on that skin. Now what he did have was a pickaxe. Now if you read this, it says Trusty number 2, and it's part of the hired gun set, which of course is with the Reaper. Now remember what I just said, that this wasn't supposed to be John Wick, it wasn't supposed to be Keanu Reeves. How can you still believe that when the pickaxe is called Trusty number 2? In the John Wick movie, he used a pencil to kill a guy, to assassinate the guy. Clearly, this was meant for John Wick. So how can they say that it wasn't supposed to be him and yet give him a movie prop, basically, as a pickaxe? Weird. But this is definitely a unique pickaxe, and the pencil sticks out. Pretty cool. Now, as we just saw, the Lux skin didn't have a glider, whereas the Reaper skin does. This is called High Octane, and as you can see from the back, again, a reference to the John Wick movie. This is basically his car in a glider. So, I don't know. I don't know why the developers said it's not supposed to be John Wick or Keanu Reeves when all these other items indicate that it truly is. But this is definitely a unique glider. Not a lot of people have it, and I like the fact that the brake lights actually blink. Pretty cool. A solid glider. So that was my number 4, the Reaper from Season 3. So at number 3, I've got Vendetta. Now I may get a little bit of hate for this one, but let me explain why he's ranked number 3 for me. So first of all, this is obviously the Season 9, this current season's Tier 100 skin. Now, as you can see, I don't even have all the styles unlocked for him yet. So he's got a lot of customization to him. He has 5 stages. So I'm going to go through these stages and I'm going to tell you what I think of them. So first of all, one of the big reasons he's number 3 for me is because his main Stage 1 character, which goes until Stage 2. So his Stage 1 and Stage 2 character looks phenomenal. I'm a big fan of silver hair. This guy reminds me of Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. If he just had the long hair, it would be absolutely awesome. Now at Stage 2, he gets a hood on, which is even cooler than Stage 1 in my opinion. Both of these are super, super clean. Now Stage 3 puts a goofy looking mask on him, and that's where I draw the line. So I'm not a big fan of Stage 3, 4, or 5, but I guess some people would enjoy this. I don't know, it's just too weird for me. It just doesn't look right, super weird. Now Stage 4 upgrades his armor, and we're going to see that some of the combinations, even with this mask, look pretty clean. And the last stage, Stage 5, he gets these fire-like glows from his shoulders as well as his feet. So that's a pretty cool effect. I do enjoy that as well. So let's take a look at some of the colors that come with these. So I'm going to leave it at Stage 1 first. So as you can see, he has teal, he has a light orange, he has a dark gray, and then a white. Now, I'm not going to lie, there's not much difference between the teal, the dark gray, and the white. But the light orange is probably my favorite. It's almost like a bronze color. Now, Stage 2 and 3 with these colors makes it look a little goofy as well, especially with the mask on, because the color of the mask is different than the color of his vest, as you can see. So it's a little weird. But on Stage 4, his armor upgrade makes these look even cooler. I think these look way cool. And then the color you pick here complements that main part of the armor. So that one looks nice. Now he also has secondary colors. Now this is what I really like about the character. So I don't know how many of you guys realize this, but these are all the platforms that you can play Fortnite on. So obviously red is for Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch. The neon blue is for PlayStation, and then the green is for Xbox. I guess the orange can be for PC. I don't know if that's really the right color for PC, but at least these other 3 are correct. So for stage 2, you can see the hood comes up and it's the same color as whatever secondary color you pick. And this is probably my favorite one, stage 2, with any of these secondary colors. Now when you go to stage 5, you can see how the colors affect this as well, but it's weird, as you can see. So for the red one, the flame is still blue, and I think that's kind of weird. But if you go over to the orange, the flame turns orange. So why doesn't it turn red for this one? I don't know. And for the blue one, it turns green. So why is it doing that? I don't know. And then for the green one, it turns purple. So it's all sorts of out of whack here. I think the flame should match the secondary color. But as much as I hate this helmet, stage 5 with these colors looks pretty clean. And the fact that you can't really see his face from your perspective, that's fine with me as well. The Black Knight shield is kind of glitched on his arm. I don't know why that is. But just looking from the backside, I think this is a pretty nice skin. But then, of course, if you see the face, you're like, oh, what is that? I would never run that skin. So a lot of customization here, and that is what makes it one of my favorite. The fact that he looks like Sephiroth, his first 2 stages are super clean, and all these customizable colors. Really, really great skin, in my opinion. All right, so his back bling is called Retribution, and this one, thankfully, unlike Lux, has all the colors that you can pick from. So you can see he has red, he has orange, he has neon blue, and he has green. And luckily, the glowing orb in the middle changes with the corresponding color as well. So you can mix and match. I love this. The green one's a little weird though, because it's not solid green like these other ones are solid. It's white and green. But it really goes well, again, with the first and second stage. And the fact that all 4 colors are present really makes this a clean back bling, in my opinion. Now, unfortunately, I just unlocked Vendetta, so I don't have his pickaxe yet, but I can only assume that all 4 colors are present. Now, it looks a little weird. You see that flame. That's the flame in the stage 5 of the skin. So that's what it sounds like. I don't know what to think of this. I mean, it looks kind of weird. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Let's see. It says Program for Perfection. And of course, part of the Suit Up set. But yeah, I can only assume that all 4 colors are present. Hopefully, someone let me know in the comments if that's the case. Not a big fan of this pickaxe, but if it does have all 4 colors, that at least can complete the outfit if you're trying to do a combo. Now, he does have a glider, as you can see here. It's called the Retaliator, and it says no one's out of reach. So this is kind of weird. I like that you grasp it by the handles down there and you kind of float in, but definitely not a fan of this. I don't know. And the fact that it's only red. If this had selectable styles as well, I would like it much more. But you can really only run it with the red one, because if you use orange or blue or green, it just doesn't flow right. And I'm not a big fan of that. I just wish it had selectable colors, just like all his other items. Now, Vendetta also comes with a wrap, and this is called the Power Surge. Now, this one is animated. Why was Lux's not animated? I don't know. And as you can see here, it's kind of striped like a zebra, and at least it has that power surge, as its name implies, going through it. So this one's kind of cool. But unfortunately, it's only this single color, so it kind of goes with the green and blue, I guess. And the red and orange, not so much. So I personally wouldn't use this, but hey, it's a free wrap that came with the Battle Pass with Vendetta, so I'll take it. Now, lastly for Vendetta, he comes with his own contrail. I think Vendetta is the only tier 100 skin in the entire game that has his own contrail, and this is called Plasma Trail. Now, this goes great with the blue version, but again, there's no selectable color schemes, and so it doesn't really flow with any other color than blue. So that was number 3, Vendetta from Season 9. At number 2, I'm going to have to go with Omega. Now, this was a very, very tough choice, but ultimately I went with Omega. And this, of course, is the tier 100 from Season 4. Now, believe it or not, a lot of people didn't get all the colors for this one. As you can see, there's quite a bit of customization, and this was the very first tier 100 skin that offered selectable styles. Now, once you unlocked him at tier 100, to get all 5 of his stages, you actually had to level up. Not on the battle pass, but actually level. So if you reached level 80, you got stage 5 and all the lights that came with it. And a lot of people didn't quite get that high in level, and thus they didn't quite get all the stages, which is unfortunate. And unlike today, back then, if you didn't get it in Season 4, you were done. So my son only got to stage 4. He didn't actually get stage 5 because he didn't hit that level. So this was the base style that everyone received. And I'm not a big fan of this one. This looks like a wetsuit totally creepy. And of course, this was the superhero slash villain storyline. Stage 1 just looks straight up weird. I would never run this in and of itself. Stage 2, again, looks super weird as well. I wouldn't run that either. It looks like a bulletproof vest almost. Stage 3, he started to bulk up a bit, but again, I wouldn't run this by itself. It just looks too weird. Stage 4, it comes together just a bit. I would run this. If this is all I had, I totally would run it. But the lights get blocked on this one. Compare the base, where you can see all his lights pretty well, to this one, and the lights just get blocked up a bit. And then, of course, the whole reason that this is ranked 2, in my opinion, the Stage 5. So if you don't have Stage 5, you probably wouldn't rank it as high as I did. But this, to me, looks like Super Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look how epic this looks. You see all his lights. He's all bulked up. His visor's glowing. It's absolutely epic. And boy, does that look good with the Black Knight shield. Check that out. I absolutely love this. So assuming you got all the colors, let's take a peek at those. We got red, which is basically the default. Probably my favorite out of all of them. And then we've got green, or neon yellow is what it really looks like. I don't know why they call it green. And this looks nice as well. Definitely a unique color scheme. Purple is the one I see most people run with. And it looks pretty nice as well. Not a favorite of mine, but I do enjoy that color scheme. And then orange. This is very close to another skin in the Season 4 Battle Pass. And that was called the Dark Voyager. So that's why I don't really like orange, even though orange is my favorite color. But I think the Dark Voyager did it better than this Omega skin. Plus these other 3 colors are just so much cooler. But this is actually the last one in the order scheme, so I don't know, maybe they thought it was the best. Who knows? So basically I ranked Omega at 2 because of Stage 5 and the 4 colors that he gets to pick from. Now oddly enough, Omega did not come with a back bling. Very, very strange that that's the case. But like I said, I run him with the Black Knight shield, which looks super clean. But what he did come with was a pickaxe called the Onslaught. And this, by far, is one of my favorite pickaxes in the game. Let me play it for you here. It's just got a nice sound effect to it. I absolutely love it. And in-game, this looks much cooler than what it's displaying as here. But unfortunately, though, there's no selectable styles. So that makes it very hard to run with any color other than its default red. But with the red color, it looks phenomenal. And that's why I love to run the red color, because the pickaxe goes so well. And the Black Knight shield has red in it, so it's just a nice combo. But it would be nice to have the other 3 colors as a selectable style for this. I'm hoping and praying that one day they add those colors to it. But in the meantime, you could potentially run the colors from the harmonic axis, because all these colors are actually Omega's colors, and I did a video about it. They don't match up 100% to his actual colors on his skin, but they're the same color according to the description. Now obviously Omega didn't have a wrap because they weren't invented yet, nor did he have a glider. I was super disappointed that there was no back bling and no glider with Omega. However, I just wanted to mention real quick that there is a female version of Omega that I actually have, and her name is Oblivion. Again, she has the orange color and there's no selectable styles, just like the Dark Voyager. They sure do love that orange color on these skins. I don't know why. But Oblivion did come with a back bling, and I just want to showcase it real quick because it's one of my favorites, and it goes with the first color scheme of Omega. Isn't that weird? Oblivion has orange colors, but a red glider, and Omega has red as a color, but no glider at all. So this shoots out 4 beams of red, and you can't see that here for whatever reason, but this goes flawlessly with the first Omega color, which is red. So if you run this, the red color scheme, and the red pickaxe, and the Black Knight shield, which is black and red, it's one of the best combos in the game, hands down. So that was my number 2 selection, which again was Omega from Season 4, mostly because of the Stage 5 and these 4 colors. These 4 colors glow better than any other colors on any other skin in the entire game in the dark. If you don't believe me, watch some gameplay in the dark shadows with any of these 4 colors. It's just so bright, it's almost breathtaking. And finally, at number 1, we have the Black Knight. Now I can already anticipate the comments saying, but wait a minute. The Black Knight wasn't tier 100. And that's true, because in Season 2, this is the Season 2 Max Battle Pass skin, it only went up to tier 70. But basically that was tier 100 because it was the last item you got in the Battle Pass. So even though theoretically it wasn't tier 100, it pretty much was, because that was the end. So a technicality there, but this is one of the cleanest skins in the entire game. I'm a huge medieval fan, and this screams medieval. Look at that color scheme. I love the red paint splash on, and he's got the red armband, and the helmet is just super clean. The eyes glow. You know, for the first max battle pass reward, this thing was absolutely phenomenal. To follow it up with the John Wick skin, the Reaper skin, and the lack of detail in that skin, this thing is just miles ahead of its time. Look how clean this is. Look at the mesh plating on the arms even. It's got the solid boots with some kind of armor down there as well. Unfortunately, there was no selectable styles. You can't edit this, but what do you need to edit? Everything you could possibly want on a skin is present in this. And of course, you can strike fear into your opponents by running this. Now, when someone sees me coming at them with my edited pyramid ramps on Combat Pro, they may not be as scared as a true builder pro, a true skilled builder, I should say, coming at them. But I have over 400 solo wins, so I'm still a little bit intimidating. So if the skin itself wasn't clean enough, the back bling is by far my favorite back bling in the entire game. This thing goes with almost any skin you want. And in fact, a lot of people comment on my videos, why do you always run the Black Knight shield? You put it with every skin. That's because it looks awesome with every single skin. Again, a huge medieval fan. I love this time period, and the shield is just an awesome representation of that. Also reminds me of Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Definitely the best back bling in the game, no ifs, ands, or buts. Now, oddly enough, the Black Knight came with a pickaxe as well. You had to unlock this in the Battle Pass, and it was called Axe Caliber. A lot of people like to assume that the Crimson Axe from the Red Knight actually goes with the Black Knight, but no, it's the Axe Caliber. And I always get a lot of people asking, where did you get that? And that, again, is from the Season 2 Battle Pass. And it's got a little gold in it. I would prefer if this was black and red as opposed to gold, silver, and red, but still, it goes quite nicely. Very intimidating to see someone swinging this sucker. I like this. So the Black Knight is basically the complete package because he also came with a glider. As you can see, Sir Glider the Brave. Now unfortunately, this is more suited towards the other two knights from Season 2, the lower tiered ones, and not the Black Knight. This goes with their color scheme, but still, as you can see, it says part of the Fortnite set. So this is technically the Black Knight's glider. I just wish there was another variant to this where it would be black and red. I think that would be super cool. But I still run this with the Black Knight. There is that red dragon on there, or is that supposed to be a llama? Oh, that's a llama. I'm dumb. It looks like a dragon. But the fact that there's no black on it just takes away from the Black Knight skin just a little bit. But still, this is technically his glider, and I, of course, run it with it. So those are my top 5 tier 100 skins. A lot of people probably won't agree with me, maybe because of my Lux choice, my Vendetta, or even the Black Knight at number 1, or having Omega so high. I don't know. Personally, that's my top 5.